Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and Retcons of the Coast are back at it again, retroactively changing 250 cards. Oh, actually they said around, even they're not sure how many this affects. So I think I actually pointed this out during the last set of spoilers that this was relevant to. I said, oh, that's a type now? And I was like, kind of being sarcastic? Well, as it turns out. So let's read the one that doesn't matter first. Individual card updates. Ranger creature type, which, that's cool. Ranger, okay, whatever. As part of the MH2 release, Kyrion Ranger and Ranger Captain of Eos both gained the new Ranger creature type. No other creatures have been updated at this time. Then what was the point? Oh, there's actually two updates. I thought this was the same thing. I misread this. You're going to see why in a second. It's actually kind of funny. Raynar the Ever-Watchful, which is like 2 letters away from Ranger. As part of the Strixhaven update, Raynar the Ever-Watchful was given errata to match that of Elemental Expressionist, but the errata it received altered its function further than intended. Oopsie doopsie. It has been corrected in this update with a template that correctly sees cards exiled from the hand. The new Oracle text is a functional change from its original printing. Remember, non-functional Oracle changes are like, okay, clarity, whatever, I don't care. Functional changes are like, the card works differently now, so it's very, very, very important to know these. But wait, there's more. 2 other cards, Hero of Bredegard and Layla the Blade Reforged, were given a similar update. So, it was, and by was, I don't know if they mean original or the first draft of the Oracle update. My guess is the latter. It used to say, Flying Vigilance, the first card you foretell each turn costs 0 to foretell. Whenever that's a card that exists? Holy shit, I should put that in my deck. Anyway, whenever a spell or ability you control exiles 1 or more cards from your hand and or permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And then the new text is, the first card costs 0, great. And then whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from your hand, or a spell or ability you control exiles 1 or more permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. I read it like 8 times. It looks to me like they just changed the order of the words. I'm sure there's something here, but I'm getting nothing. Don't even bother typing it down in the comments section. Nobody cares. No matter how they write it in the first place, they made a foretell card work with like that Phyrexian, ingest or whatever the hell it was called. I don't remember. Where they processed something from exile and put it somewhere else? Yeah. I'm sure that was intended. Good job, guys. So anyway, who cares about those? Phyrexian creature type update. With the arrival of Vorinclex Monstrous Raider and the Phyrexian creature type, a swath of other creatures have also been revealed to have that type. They phrased it like it was out of their hands, like it's just something that happened. No, your dumbass strapped Phyrexian Praetor onto the card and you shouldn't have done that. So now you're doubling down and changing every Phyrexian creature ever printed in the history of the game. So because you screwed up one card, 250-ish cards have to change now. You have got to be kidding me. So most of the cards on the list have gained the creature type Phyrexian, but some of them create Phyrexian tokens or become Phyrexian creatures due to an ability. None of these cards lost any types that they previously had. Don't care. What they did is they made Phyrexian Tribal a thing. It doesn't matter if it's a squirrel or like a titan or like a golem or I don't even know what the Phyrexians have. Probably everything I just said and more. But now they all share a tribal link. So you just take a universal tribal booster and boom, there you go. Now you're playing tribal and just run a best of deck because, off the top of your head, can you even name another tribal that has 250 cards in support? Not bears, not unicorns, probably not even wizards, probably not clerics. 250 is a lot. This may very well be the biggest tribal in the entire game now. If I had to guess, it's probably soldier or warrior, but it's got to be close. Oh, then we got human. That one always was problematic. Okay, elf and goblin are pretty big, but what they've done is they've now inserted Phyrexian into that list of like mega ultra tribals. And remember, this is an Oracle update. It's just, here's what the card says now. So there was a theory proposed the last time they did something like this by some guy on the internet. I think his name was Desolator Magic. He said that he thinks that they're doing this on purpose, that they're retroactively changing older cards and then immediately reprinting them. So the Phyrexians will be really heavily featured in like Modern Masters 4 or whatever. And then people will say, oh, but this is the correct one. I mean, I already have 4 copies of it, but if I get the one that actually says the correct type line, then I don't have to look it up and prove it to people. People get really tired of people saying, yeah, but that's not what it says on the card. And you say, yeah, but there's an update to the card. They're like, how do you update a card? It's paper. Yes, how and why do you do that, wizards? That's a good question. It's not like it's those little animated, papers, like the newspapers from Harry Potter. I love how they keep calling it an e-sport and they can't update the cards because they're a physical object in the real world. But that doesn't stop them. So unless you want to Sharpie job your old cards, it's just going to be arguments or people, assuming that you're cheating, or you got to look up every card and prove it to them. And it's just a mess. So what they're doing is they're creating a market for the correct cards for cards that you already own. And you just are like, fine, I'll drop $10 to have people shut up and stop asking me dumb questions. Because very, very, very few from a percentage standpoint cards have been changed, probably under 1%, by Oracle updates. Especially like stuff, that isn't super turbo old. And even then it works like it says, it's just a consistency in naming thing, or like, they change something to a keyword or, whatever, like something unimportant. This is 250 functional changes. They are all now sharing a tribal type. That is probably gonna just blast them into every format. You can now run any universal tribal booster and you've got a commander deck right there. So yikes, can't wait to see what this does or why they're doing it. Now we all know that, now that Bolas is in timeout, we've got, the Karn versus Phyrexians thing. That's going to be a big thing, I guess, after we just kind of bounce around and do cool stuff. But we are already seeing the Praetors. They already showed up in Strixhaven. I think they said, Mark said this in an article, that we were supposed to have seen 2 Praetors by now, I think. Like, there was one more that was supposed to show up. I think Elish Norn was supposed to be... Was it in Strixhaven? Because the other one was Keldheim. I don't remember, but yeah, the whole new thing is they're doing something, they're building something, they're retrieving artifacts to invade other places, or who knows. So they're just prepping to make it like a thing where 4 standard sets from now, or I don't know, yeah, actually it would be 4. All of a sudden, oh look, Phyrexian full-blown invasion, oh my gosh. Oh look, we got the Phyrexian subtype, but oh look, it already has support with older cards, oh my gosh. Oh, we can sell standard cards to Modern and Commander players. There it is, there's your hook, that's what they're doing. They have said that is actively what their marketing and sales tactic is right now. So that's not a conspiracy theory, they literally said it. They said something to the effect of like, it's not fair, we want to sell standard products to people who play other formats because it's not fair to not do that. So that's why we upped the power level, and that's why we've been printing, cards that are clearly for Commander in Standard. So why wouldn't they, set up a subtype as a tribal deck so that they can print the more powerful ones and then have it just immediately be adopted by every player in every format? So that's what I think's going on with this. But 250 cards get a functional change. This is utterly ridiculous. I mean, they even have a list. It's insane. I'm not going to read them all, obviously, but it's everything. And it's not even just like, oh, look, Phyrexian Horror. It's like Lost Leonin, Loxodon Convert, Massacre Worm even. I mean, Selenia Dark Angel. Would I have known just by looking at the card and reading the flavor text that was a Phyrexian infected creature? Nope. So now you have to be a lore expert to know that shares a subtype with like another card in your deck potentially. This is a nightmare. It's a complete and utter mess, and it's all just a ploy to make money. There was absolutely no reason to do this. If they wanted to do this from the get-go, they would have done it. If they wanted all the Phyrexians to share a type between all 5 colors and colorless, they would have already done that, and they did not do that. Now they're retconning it to confuse people, sell new copies, and make money. I mean, just another greedy move from Wizards. So what else is new? So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next video.